What's up, you guys? We are back. We are doing the 3-part special of the Sister Wives. It's basically the reunion. But it is Mary
and Amma.
And we invite you guys to like, subscribe, comment, and share.
Yes.
But we're going to get right into it.
Sister Wives, very interesting.
I don't wish this life for nobody. But it seems like this has been falling apart. And I know she said that it was COVID that broke them up, but really it's Kody with all those rules.
Yeah, the husband. He
Ridiculous.
had all these COVID rules.
You didn't even go see your daughter's scoliosis.
Like you couldn't go. He had all these rules. And he made it seem as though he has 4 wives. And the last wife that he married, her name is Robin. So he had them, he kind of insinuated that it was Robin. He wrote these rules with Robin. But he was at Robin's house, I think, when everything happened. So he stayed there. He was able to be with Robin. But he didn't want anybody else mingling. And he went to see some of the other wives apart from Meri, which is the first wife. But he will be like 6 feet away from her. And then the children of all the different wives were not allowed to see each other because of COVID. So like for a year, they've not been able to see each other.
And the kids cannot go out. Mind you, they're teenagers. They can't go out to their friends or anything like that.
Some of them are young adults too. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, I think that if your family is not getting along, it has a lot to do with the patriarch of the family, especially in situations like polygamy. And it's right at his doorstep.
I don't think he can even handle it because he's always looks so stressed and so frazzled all the time.
Yeah, I think. And the one of the wives said it. She said, when he is not around,
we have a great time.
So that's really telling.
Well, she has now filed for divorce. It seems.
Well, we
don't know that yet,
but
yeah,
we're gonna wait to see it.
Yeah, it's back on, I think. I don't blame COVID. I blame Kody. Truly. It was cold feet.
Yeah.
Cold feet. Kody and COVID. That's what really ruined everything. All these rules. Even he's saying, looking back, I really could have loosened up. Well, the damage is done.
Yeah.
And I don't think it had nothing to do with you not wanting your kids to die. I think it had everything to do with you wanting to be comfortable and be with who you wanted to be.
He wanted to be the person going from house to house. He didn't want the women to be together, really. That's what it is. Because even when the last episode, when Meri and Robin, remember they finally were able to come together. Robin's kids were so happy to see Meri. You could see Kody did not like that because he doesn't get along with Meri.
And that relationship is basically over, but she's staying there by force.
And he really doesn't want her to stay. He will be happy if she decides to leave. But she's like, no, she's going to stay. Anywho, he was like in the kitchen as they're trying to prepare what was the Thanksgiving dinner. And he was just there. Like, he was so
cooked.
In the way. And then at a confessional, he's like...
It's a power move. I would never let them be in the kitchen together.
Power move. And when they had their confession, they were like, they're so happy that they had a chance to do this. So it was like, what was he seeing that nobody else was seeing but Kody?
Delusion.
And I am sure he's one of those people who will go... And even if Robin didn't see anything, he will tell Rob, but did you see how she did that? Yeah. I was seeing that power move.
Absolutely.
And I'm sure he'll talk to the children because he's just that inappropriate. And if you have a patriarch that's unable to control his words, unable to control his emotions, you're not able to lead not one family, let alone 4. You should not be the person who should go for any polygamy.
You can't even lead the dog.
Yeah. I mean, really. So, I mean, yeah. The COVID with a K. If you put Kody and COVID,
yeah,
remove the C, put K instead.
Exactly.
That's what happened.
He's the one who's ruined the family.
Yeah.
You know, and my thing is,
he
Cody's
he likes the confusion between
he
them.
loves the drama.
Yeah.
You know, he's a very confused person. I mean, just look at him.
Yeah.
You know? So.
And it may have started when he was no longer close to Meri. So, Robin's children really love her.
Yeah.
And he was spending a lot of time with Robin. And even Robin was saying her children were crying because they were missing Meri. Yeah. They really love Meri, and Kody doesn't like that because he has problems with Meri.
He rather she divorced him than Christine.
Mm-hmm.
Because he has already said that even though you went on a date with a guy, you didn't kiss him, y'all didn't have sex, it will never be the same.
So they actually talked about it?
No, she said it in the confessional that, you know, when I did go on that date or whatever, he basically said that it will never.
She actually went on a date.
She went on one date. You have 3 different women. I went on one date when our marriage was in the crapper, and now you can't forgive me for it.
I was wondering, what was it? What happened?
Oh, I mean, that was after he had all 4 women now. This wasn't in the beginning.
I know.
Yeah. But, I mean, I think that he had already, because they were separated before she went on the date.
Oh, I see.
So then I guess that was just the nail in the coffin for him. But you see, the thing is, when a man is out of a relationship, he will take anything and run with it. That's why you just have to let a man go. If he's not into it no more, just release that man from the shackles of the relationship.
Yeah, because he probably is not going to go on his own.
No. Hell no. Men don't break up. Tell me, name one man that's broken up. I want y'all to put it down there below in the comments section.
Well, that'll be very interesting. I'm sure there are going to be some names.
Yeah.
But I already have one name, but I'll say it later.
Yeah. But just a mess, really. Mm-hmm. So, I know that Robin's crying with no tears, eyes dry. I just don't think Robin wants to. I feel like Kody wants to be monogamous. But I think he thrives off of the drama. But I think Robin definitely does not want to be around Kody 24/7. I think that's what the fake
Robin,
tears were about.
During the pandemic.
She likes a
and
polygamous
it was
family.
really spotlighted with all of these sister wives in separate times.
Just like his hair, his emotions are all over the place.
We are seeing a aggressive Kody sighting.
So wild Kody.
Ooh,
on the ball somewhere, child.
What did the host say for him to say take the word back? What did she say? What did she say?
You abandoned them emotionally. Abandoned? Abandoned? That's a strong word. Take that back right now.
Take it back.
I'm not one of your wives. You better go sit your butt down somewhere.
The hostess is looking at him like. Oh, God.
Yeah.
They went to commercial. God, she's like, huh?
What did you just say?
He is a mess.
And mind you, y'all, I don't know if y'all have seen, but Kody does not have a full head. His hairline, it starts back here, y'all. Here, by the ear.
I have hair.
By the ear. I hope y'all took a good look.
Yeah, he's pulling it, making some bangs.
She was leaving my ass.
Child.
That's what he said,
okay.
Yes.
Leaving or leading?
Leaving.
Okay.
His ASS.
Whoo, child.
But yes. I mean, and then even Janelle, they asked, does you seeing Kody and Meri's relationship worry you or have any influence?
So inauthentic. She's just like, we feel hurt for both of them. I love Christine's answer. I hurt for her. Like, she just devastated for her.
Yeah.
As a woman, Janelle, how do you not feel her pain or whatever?
Janelle does not
As
care.
another wife, like, sometimes she can be very inauthentic.
Yeah, I don't really think Janelle, just like Robin and Janelle, they're very happy being in a polygamous relationship. Mm-hmm. I don't really have to deal with him. I get to do my own thing. I have my kids or whatever, and I get to live my life. Mm-hmm. I think they're very happy with that. So sometimes the inauthenticness is there. Mm-hmm. But I think Christine was just very honest. She said, my heart breaks for her. Yeah. And I do not want my future to look like that.
And I think maybe her seeing just how cold Kody is
has been
with Meri. Like, he has cut her off completely, even though she's still there.
He wasn't even coming to see her.
Yeah.
He's not coming to see her. He's only texting her.
I think Christine is like,
oh, hell no.
Let me move on while I have life in this body to be in another relationship.
Yeah.
Girl.
And luckily her kids
Yes.
are mostly grown,
Mm-hmm.
you know, so she can go live her life. Me, I don't understand Meri. And then they're making excuses for him. Well, that's not where our relationship is, so why should he come check on me? Because you're a human being and you're one of his wives. You're his family. That's why he should come check on you. It's not about, just because you're not romantic with the person doesn't mean they don't come check on you.
Meri's
you have
trying
kids
to
with
cover
this
for
person
this man.
that has left you a long time ago,
He has
boo.
pushed you under the bus. I don't know how many times.
And set you on fire.
I don't know how many times you're going to continue. And she still tries to cover for him. Still trying to put him there on some pedestal. Girl.
Well, she's probably thinking because she's the first wife, maybe there'll always be, you know, I don't know.
That he's always going to love you. No.
No, boo.
That man has told you it's over. Men rarely do that, but when they do, they really mean it.
Yeah. But, yeah. My thing is, Meri, you have no kids. All of your kids are grown, married. They're
not
out
even
the house.
Exactly.
They're out the house.
She has 2 daughters, and they're out the house.
Why are you...
They're married.
Yeah, like, why are you 40, 50, whatever the age is, why are you going to sit down in the house, have no life, have no man, and be following these restrictions to this shaggy Scooby-Doo looking person? Yeah, why? Like, I would be living my best life, honey. I would be out every single week. I would be going to brunch. I'll be being bougie. I would be on a yacht somewhere in Jamaica getting my groove on. Like, what are you doing? And they're making excuses for this person who doesn't give a damn about you?
And you still look good, Meri.
Yeah.
You will find someone who will actually treat you, and he will be the only man. He wouldn't have anybody else in his life.
Well, I think because she's known him for so long, it's so hard for her to let go. I mean, she is the first one. That's probably all she's ever known. They got married young.
Yeah, she probably has known him for a good 30 years.
Yeah. But I mean, girl, you just need to let that die.
Yeah.
Because he has definitely...
You're holding on
He's already buried
to
that.
a relationship that has died. This person is not the same person anymore. He's not the man you married.
Take a look back.
He has already buried it, and
he has had all his sister wives. Oh, this is them.
They met at 19.
From the time that we met to the time that we got married was 6 months. I guess I was just young and in love. We had a big reception.
We danced, and she bit my finger when I was trying to stuff
You
cake.
shoved cake clear down my face.
Wow. They were 19. They got married 6 years later. 6 months later.
So this is her, and that's Christine. No, that's Robin. That's Christine.
I got into this place where I was talking to different people on social media, and I got into this situation talking to one person who really made me trust him. He was saying really kind things, flattering things. This is really, really confusing because I was really caring about him too. Yeah, I wanted to meet him. He never would meet me.
Oh, okay.
I started looking into him or who he said he was, and there was way too many holes. I thought I was talking to a man online. It wasn't a man. It was a woman pretending to be a man. They really started pushing that I was not happy here.
The struggle, I think, that I have with it is that I got shut out because of them. That you didn't want to be out of the family. You just wanted out of your relationship with me. The old stuff wasn't working. It died. Now we're in a place where we have to rediscover. You'll be okay, I promise.
You might just have to hold my hand through it.
Oh, would that make you feel safe? I gotta have both hands on the wheel to make you safe.
Yeah, maybe need to get away from holding my hand. I want to be able to trust him and him trust me.
I'm not in a place where I want a romantic relationship. Robin, stop. Stop defending Meri. Stop acting like you're not getting the end of the stick here.
I'm not.
Listen, this is pissing me off. She can take what everybody else doesn't want instead of you taking the ends.
No, I don't. Will you stop?
I'm so angry I almost can't talk. For all my marriage with Meri, I felt like she unloads her emotions into a burden that I'm supposed to carry. I'm not carrying this burden. Because if Meri and I really wanted to be together, we would.
What was your relationship like with Kody when you first met?
Oh, so she didn't even go on a date.
Mhm.
So you're doing great. Janelle enters the picture.
Mhm.
Give me a picture of what this was looking like.
Okay.
So when Janelle came into the picture, it was a struggle for me because now he's with somebody else.
Was it jealousy? Was it, did
Oh,
you not know how to
absolutely.
manage it?
Of course there's jealousy. People ask all the time, how can there not be any jealousy? It's like, we never said there wasn't. And I didn't know how to handle it, and he didn't know how to handle me, and she didn't know what the heck was going on, you know, and I think all three of us had different ideals going into it of how it was gonna be,
Okay.
and it wasn't. And then, you know, fast forward, Christine comes in the picture.
And how did that change the dynamic?
That was a struggle for me as well. I actually had a harder time when Christine came.
Why?
I don't know.
And now there's Robin. And every time you see him having a functioning relationship with Christine, a functioning relationship with Robin, and you're not having that relationship.
I was having the relationship with Kody back then. I mean, we had our arguments, we had our difficulties, and we would work through them. It was definitely a roller coaster
Yeah.
relationship.
All right, so Kody, tell me about your relationship with Meri.
There's just nothing to talk about, really.
Wow,
I mean,
that's
just
hard to hear.
Like friends. I mean, listen, there was a hardness in our marriage that was so difficult and so antagonistic. I didn't know why we were in it. It took a long time, a lot of counseling as we go through all of this for me to finally go, Meri, I just don't see us getting back together. And why aren't we getting back together? Because we will go back to the way we were before. There's just no chance that I ever want that again.
But why not leave her at that point?
It's a double standard. They can leave whenever they want. I can't.
It is not a double standard because you emotionally have left and abandoned them in some ways, right?
Well, abandon police.
Well,
I take the word back because
Okay.
I take offense to that word of abandonment. When Meri
Emotional.
had an affair, she was leaving my ass because she was like, I'm done with this. I am done with you. I am done. She made it clear to everybody that she was getting out of there. She was done with us, and she can't admit it now. Because we rallied and we circled the wagons as a family to protect her when she realized that she'd been duped. She was deceived. She was leaving. She found something better. She was leaving me for a better, richer man. And because we did that, in her own mind, she doesn't even realize what happened. She sees herself as a victim, which is true, but that she had done nothing wrong. And she would have never even been the victim if she wouldn't have done something wrong.
did you and Kody ever have an honest conversation about the catfishing?
I thought that we did, and I thought that he knew where I was coming from, you know, like how that all happened and what happened.
Well, he thought you were leaving him for another person.
Right, he
Yeah.
did, yeah. And
So he
I
felt
did-
betrayed right there.
Absolutely, and I get that. I wasn't leaving, but during that time, because I was very much in a dark place, I considered all my options, just because I was trying to figure out what I needed to do.
But I feel like Kody took it like that.
Oh, he definitely did. Did I start talking to this person? Absolutely I did. Did I think that I was talking to a friend? Absolutely. It literally was not just, okay, well, I'm gonna meet some dude online and fall in love and want to leave my family. A lot of people like to look at that as the defining moment in the fracture in mine and Kody's relationship. And it wasn't.
Did he say, I have an issue of trust with you now as a result of it?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Coming up.
I'm not ever going to be in a conjugal relationship with her because I'm not going to go through that emotional torture ever again.
When did the physicality go out?
I don't know, maybe a decade.
A decade ago?
Yeah.
You were telling me that you don't feel safe with Meri?
They haven't had sex in a decade? Girl, what the hell are you doing over there? I would
so
not
okay,
be
so the
there.
catfishing
I
didn't
would
happen a
not.
decade ago. So how come you haven't had sex with your wife in a decade?
I would not be there.
I
would
mean,
not.
Let me
What
say,
type of abuse are you putting yourself through, sis?
after you've been married for a while, sometimes, you know, you are not having sex with your spouse, and by the time you blink, a whole year has passed. And you think to yourself, when you first get married, you think, that will never be me. I will never be in a situation where
I'm sorry.
I am married and I don't have sex in a year. But all of a sudden, you have this pattern of not making time for that, you know, which I will tell anyone, if you're getting married, you got to schedule in some things. Because there are going to be times that you're not going to want to, but you still need to.
I'm sorry.
You still need to. It's just kind of like when you go to exercise. You know, my sister calls it going to get the oil changed in your vehicle. And she's like, that's how sex is. You got to schedule that stuff in your marriage. And, you know, when you're young, you feel like, I am never going to be scheduling these things because it doesn't seem so romantic. You better. Because after you've been in a long marriage, you might blink and you haven't been having sex for over a year. And the years just come. So I can understand. I know for you, you're young.
No.
At that age, I was. Someone tells me 10. I remember. Let me tell you this.
No.
I remember. Let me say this. I remember when I was. One of my colleagues at work said to me that she got divorced, and it was like 6 years. 6 years had passed since she had been with a man, and she had been divorced for 6 years. And I thought to myself, 6 years? You divorced a man and you didn't go right away and find you another one and get married? And I was looking at her. She's a beautiful, wonderful girl. And I thought, oh my God, that will never be me. And sure enough, it was me. And when the 6 years had passed, I was like, now I see how that works. Because you get busy, especially if you have children. You're thinking about their lives. You're just trying to work as a single parent. The years go by. It's the same thing with marriage. If you don't schedule those things in, and you're working, buying a home, taking care of children, having kids, changing jobs, traveling, changing spaces you live in, you can get all caught up in life, and you'll wake up, look at each other, and be like, I don't even know who you are anymore. We've just been passing like roommates. So that's why it's so important you get married. Have those counseling, those premarital counseling, and take that advice. Anyone who has been married before giving you advice, have a little notepad, write stuff down.
My issue is,
you gotta schedule those things. So I can see 10 years.
I can't. My
you
issue
guys
is,
let us know what you think.
My issue is, the thing is, people get married and they forget that you should continue to date. Like you guys are boyfriend and girlfriend. Yeah. You guys should still go on dates. You guys should still be doing this. My thing is, in marriage, you need to actually put yourself first. As a woman, put yourself first. Make sure you're always looking good and feeling good about yourself. Next, it should be you and your husband. That should be the second priority. And then it should be the kids. Yep. The kids do not come first. No. Because if you fall apart, then they fall apart. Yep. So my thing is, y'all need to continue to date. I would say try to have sex 4 times a week. Mm-hmm. And also make sure you're going on a date at least once a week if you're both busy. But my thing is, try to get with somebody who has money so he can take care of the household leisurely. Mm-hmm. And y'all can be having date nights 2 or 3 times a week. But you have to keep it spicy, man. If your husband coming home, you're a stay-at-home mom, put on some lingerie, cook for him, and then wait for him to come home. Keep it spicy. Like, marriage is not supposed to be boring, you know? Mm-hmm. It's supposed to be spicy. It's supposed to be fun. It's supposed to be spontaneous. This is your life partner. Yeah. I cannot see myself saying that I'm going to marry somebody and I'm not having sex with them at least 3 or 5 times a week. That doesn't make sense to me. Mm-hmm. You know, like, this is the person I'm with for the rest of my life. Right. Ain't nobody else coming. No. So,
that's one thing only you guys can give to each other. Yeah. You can be the only one giving him sex. He's the only one who's going to give you sex. And you guys have to make that...
That needs to be a top priority.
That has to be a top priority.
If y'all are like driving somewhere...
Okay, it's back on. Who married? Lord have mercy.
Well, so many moments between you guys.
10 years. Mm-hmm. But it's not like you have kids. You're not busy.
Was the 30th anniversary date. Yeah. There were some really heartbreaking moments. I want to take a look at it with you.
That's the 30th anniversary.
They've been together for 30 years?
Yes, this is the 30th anniversary. She wants to show us that.
How old is she?
I don't know. Got married when she was 19.
Just been
she was 49 or 50. Yeah.
And she interacts with family for the holidays and the birthdays. We get together once in a while. I see Meri once in a blue moon. We quit dating, and that's just probably because I quit calling her to say, let's go do something.
You and I have not been out together since last year's anniversary, which is fine. It is what it is.
Are you brokenhearted by that? Is it troubling you?
I've been waiting for you, honestly.
And I'm not coming.
I know that.
I will ask him to come over. Hey, come over, let's go do something. He says no. When I ask, he says no.
Do you know that every time you put your hand on my hand, how I feel? I just wish you knew.
His hand
My
on her
discussion
head.
with Meri right now isn't about me telling Meri that she has to have a divorce with me, that she has to leave. I'm not doing that. I will never do that. My faith doesn't allow me to. My conscience
No, you just
doesn't
make her
allow
feel
me
like she
to.
needs to get a divorce.
And because I haven't done that, there is always a chance that we might actually get back together into full fellowship.
Like what we have done in the past 30 years or not, it's 30 years. This is not something I'm willing to walk away from.
Meri, I'm not motivated by what we've had to sit here and talk about saving it. Nobody is stuck with me, and they can all leave, and they...
Well, don't say that, because that makes people feel like that you don't want him. I want to say it, he still keeps saying it. And I'm just like, dude, do you not see? And do you not care if you do see?
Meri, what?
Did you ever get an answer to that question?
I think he sees it. He and I have definitely had more conversations, obviously, since then.
She continues to
And,
cover for
you know, I
him.
think he sees it, and I know where he is, and I think he knows where I am.
Where are you?
I mean, from where I am, like, it's been like 31 years now that, you know, we've been married, and, you know, I'm still committed. I've made my choice. I'm
Yeah.
still here, and I do still have hope, even.
So you feel like there is a future for you and Kody as a married couple in full fellowship together,
I want there to be,
but there hasn't been all these years.
correct.
What keeps you emotionally
Shade.
invested in this relationship?
Because I love him. Because when I pray, when I meditate, because I have, you know, I believe in a God, and when I pray, and I'm like, okay, guide me, what am I supposed to be doing with my life? It is, I just feel peace when I think about staying in the family, because that's what I want, that's what I know is right for me.
Mm-hmm.
It's like she is still part of the family. But
The larger family.
yeah, the larger family, but I'm not ever going to be in a conjugal relationship with her because I'm not going to go through that emotional torture ever again. And I'm not trying to make Meri sound bad, it's just a bad match. Listen,
Who's your
when I
first?
say certain things, I'm just trying to find a way to be honest without being cruel. It's one of those things. If we weren't in plural marriage or felt religiously bound to stay together, things would have been a lot different a long time ago, probably. We'll keep the best kind of relationship that we possibly can, but I'm not telling her to keep
What
rocks.
religion
I'm
says
telling her that she can
polygamy?
still be part of the family.
What's
We
their
can
religion?
work this
I
out.
don't know. I actually don't know.
So it seems like you're both in this space, living, friends, but I don't understand it.
I don't
Help me,
understand.
I'm in a monogamous relationship, and I know a lot of the viewers are like, okay, I'm trying to understand. I would think that physicality would be a big part in your relationship, and needs
Right.
and wants and desires.
Absolutely. I mean, and that's definitely something that I miss. You know, I miss emotional intimacy with him. You know, I miss conversations with him. I miss physical intimacy with him.
Yeah.
You know, like,
Yeah.
I would love it if he would hold my hand,
Yeah.
you know, but that's just not where we are.
But when did the physicality go out?
It's, I don't know, maybe a decade.
A decade ago?
Yeah, yeah.
So I'm gonna go back to,
Listen, we're getting like really, I don't know how much we want to get into.
are you
into
willing to
this.
wait forever for Kody to come full circle and be in full fellowship with you?
I have hope that he will, and also if he
I
never
have
does,
already.
then I'm gonna create my own peace and happiness within the family relationships that I do have.
So it's the larger family.
Yeah.
It's the larger family that's keeping you here, with the hopes that Kody will one day be in full fellowship with you.
Like, this is my family. Like,
Yeah.
I don't understand. I don't understand people who think, well, just because you don't have this relationship with Kody, why don't you just leave? Why don't you just leave? Like, because I don't want to. Like, I don't want to. I don't, like, it doesn't make sense to me when people ask me that all the time.
Well, the reason why I asked that is because we see Christine sort of unraveling as well, because of the lack of intimacy and romantic relationship within her own committed relationship to Kody, and how that is a non-negotiable thing for her. And then we have you, right?
Where it's
Who has
negotiable.
been in this situation for the last 10 years with Kody, who is still fully committed to Kody and the family. So it kind of doesn't make sense.
Right.
So that's why people have questions.
The only thing that I can say is, between Christine and I, we just, like, I don't know what's in her head. I don't know what she's thinking. All I can say is we're two different people, and we have two different sets of values, and we have two different, I don't know. Like, we're just different people.
Yeah.
There are other wives that Meri, for instance,
I know, I don't know
has
how
been
she does
very
it.
clear
I know.
that she has not been intimate with Kody for the last more than 10 years.
I know. I don't know how she does it. I don't know how she does it. I think we just both have. I don't know. She doesn't. I guess she's more fine with it than I am.
It seems like Meri, looking back
my
at
God.
that clip especially,
Oh,
she
Christine.
does want to have a romantic relationship with you. She does want to heal.
But there's a point where intimacy is just damage. It's misleading. It's to have intimacy in a relationship where there is no real safety.
Yeah.
I'm not going there.
You're telling me that you don't feel safe with Meri?
No, and I never will again. I will be her friend. I will do what I can to protect her. We'll build a house for her out on Coyote Pass, but I'm never going to feel safe in an intimate place.
She hurt you to the core. She hurt you to a place where it cannot be fixed. Is that what you're telling me?
And that wasn't from the catfishing. It was just the catfish just woke me up out of the daze, I guess.
Huh?
So Mary's committed to staying with the family. She has a
I
relationship
still don't know
with
where
the
this
larger
relationship
family,
went
the
wrong.
kids,
If it's not the catfish.
Robin. And
And a friendship with
He
you.
is.
and a friendship with you.
Yeah, he is.
Is that going to be enough for all of you at this moment, at this time?
I don't think that's enough for anybody. But everybody makes their choices.
He will hope that
Next
she will
time
leave, but
on
he'll never
Sister
tell her
Wives
to go.
One-on-one.
I'll do whatever it takes to get my kids back together with everybody.
You were asking why our nanny was able to hang out with our kids.
What does the nanny do? Do you feel like you're an easy target?
Oh yeah, I get along with Kody.
There's this sort of pecking order, and Robin's like, why are you this way?
You really are the only one that's having a fully functioning relationship with Kody. That must bother them.
It makes me angry.
No tears again.
I don't want polygamy because I don't believe in it for me anymore.
We got these great memories, and we got these beautiful children, and you hate polygamy? What the crap?
Are we ever going to have an intimate marriage again? And he just said, probably not.
I didn't want to be intimate because I had somebody who was stabbing me in the back.
It's always somebody. Kody. Kody, it's always.
Christine said you can kiss my booty. I'm out of here.
Ooh,
I think that was the camel that broke the straw's back. Like that was the straw that broke the camel's back when he said we will never have an intimate relationship again.
And
So-
she was like, oh, okay. This is not going to work for me.
Yeah.
That is a no.
Yeah. I'm happy that Christine just said no.
Yeah.
I think because Robin is the first wife, it's harder for her. But at the same time,
You mean Robin is the last wife?
no,
Mary's the
not
first
that
wife.
woman, Mary. Because I think it's harder for her because she's the first wife. She's
She
thinking
has-
She's been there since the beginning. She's been through with all these wives,
She has
and she's
seen
thinking
him
that she
grow.
has. Yeah.
There is something, and I must say, there is something when you have seen a man grow from a youth, right, to adulthood. There is something, and then he has seen that from you.
Well, he said he doesn't care anymore. He said he's not motivated enough by 30 years to even
for
fix
a
it.
woman,
It's different.
the men are different. They can cut it off and cold his eyes and move on. But for a woman, when you have seen him grow through the years, you always feel more hope with that first person, even when you should stop finding the hope when it is hopeless. It's time to move on. But I understand it. And that's where she is. She needs somebody to talk to her. I wish she could be sitting next to me so I could tell her some truths. If she could be sitting next to me, she will walk out that door and she'll be feeling quite good. And she will move on with her life. But,
Somebody DM Robin. But yeah, it's really just
So that's where she is.
And it's
hard for
heartbreaking.
her to remove all those wonderful times she spent with him, those laughs they had, and then the hard times that they went through. So yeah, man.
I just cannot even believe.
Yeah. Like from when that man was young to when he got his first wrinkle that you noticed, Like you're just like, it's like looking at him and thinking of, wow, we got time with each other. You know what I'm saying? And it's like hoping beyond hope of a love that maybe you had, or a love that you wish you had, and fooled yourself that you ever had it. And you're still hoping for that. And it ain't coming. It's not coming back. That person has changed. He's not the same person. 30 years, he ain't the same person you met. She is wishing that you can continue to hope. It's going to be another 10 years. And he has already said, I don't know how anybody can live that way. But he is not going to let you go, because in his mind, he is punishing you for you to wanting to be with somebody else.
I think the day she decides to pack up and leave is the day that he will actually try to make some effort. Maybe.
Yes. And just have her come back and just continue to sit. And your life, he just sees you just aging in front of him.
Yeah, the day that she says, I'm moving on with my life, it will either be the day where he said, bye, thank you, bye, Felicia, or it'll be the day where he's like, let me make some effort. I think maybe we can save this.
Yeah.
Because he wants her actually to stay, because he has that security. But the fact that he said he does not feel safe with her anymore.
But he's going to be her friend. You're not being her friend
and I'm going
right
to
now.
protect her.
If you're her real friend, you'll be like, okay, Mary, it's done. It's actually done. This is never going to work. You can come and visit, but you got to go.
Yeah, and I don't even think it's the larger family, because the thing is,
No.
I know
She's
you're
just
saying
afraid
it's
to
family,
go out
but
on
you
her
have
own.
no blood ties with none of these
No.
people. You only have a tie with
You guys
Kody.
didn't see each other. You didn't see each other for a year.
Yeah, you only have
And
a
you
blood.
guys were fine with that, please.
You only have a blood tie with Kody, and that's because you guys have kids together. And
Yeah.
even that, your kids are grown.
Yeah.
So I know
You're
you're
married
saying,
and out of the house.
like, yeah. I mean, honestly, this is like a stepmother or something. So it's really not like a family for real. Because it's like you get married to somebody, you get divorced. Okay, stepmothers come in or whatever. That's what
She
it really is
doesn't
like.
want anything new. I have seen people stay in relationships like that.
She really just does not want to leave. And I really think it's Kody that's keeping her there, because when she talks about it, you can just see that she's like a child again.
Yeah.
Like she wants that again. Like she's missing that.
It's those stars in her eyes from when that video that they showed.
Yeah.
You know, he didn't even look the same. You know, when he was 19 and she was 19 and they were getting married and all this stuff. Oh, the poor cat is having problems breathing. Oh.
No, she has a booger stuck in her nose. I have to go clean her nostrils.
Yeah.
But yeah, so.
Please say that on that.
Oh. With tissue and gloves, of course.
Let's not continue to talk about this.
Our cat has polyps. You said that was what, cancer? Anyway, doesn't matter.
Yeah.
I mean, of course, it does matter.
Yeah.
Where was I?
We'll be right back.
But anyway, so yeah, the whole thing is just very sad with the sister wives. I'm so happy Christine is having, you know, the sense to leave.
Well, we'll find out. But she hasn't said so yet.
Well, we've already seen on the preview that she said she's getting divorced. So I'm just happy that it just seems like she's very, like, done.
Yeah.
Like, just from her attitude and the way she's been talking the whole time.
Yeah.
Like she said, I will not.
Yeah.
That will not be my future.
I think once she saw how he has been consistent in being really moving Meri out of his mind, his heart, exactly.
She's like, yeah, no.
So when he told her they're not going to be intimate,
yeah,
she was like, oh, okay, I'm not waiting around. I'm not doing that like Meri. Nope.
Yeah,
because I can see how cruel he can be, probably. Yeah,
and it's so crazy because you're just like, as soon as you get done with one, and that's my issue with polygamy, because it's like, it doesn't force you to stay in and work in the marriage because you have other options.
Yeah.
So you're done with Meri. That was your first option. She's gone. Okay, bye. Let me get somebody else. Yeah. Okay, that's not working. Bye. I'm done with you. This isn't working. Bye. I'm done with
myself,
you. You know,
if she grew up in if both of them grew up in a polygamous marriage.
If they didn't, then it's very sad.
You know, like in terms of were their relatives polygamous? You know, did they grow up in that household? Because she said she had a very hard time with it at first. I wonder if this was something totally new to her, and maybe that's why she even went so far as to talking to people online, trying to make a connection with them. Yeah. So I just wonder about that. And
she said she had the hardest time with Christine, actually.
But she also had a hard time when he first brought Janelle too.
Yeah, she did, but she said it was worse with Christine.
Yeah, because maybe I don't know. So it will just be interesting to know. There just seems to be so much more that we can, to find out about this family.
I think he just brought it on her, and he just kind of made up the rules as he went.
I sympathize with her.
Yeah.
More than anything.
I just think it's all very sad. And then Kody is like, and then it's just crazy because now she's leaving, and polygamy is crap. And she said, I don't believe in polygamy no more, not for my life.
Yeah.
She tried it. She said, okay.
She changed because she's been in it for 20 years.
Yeah, and she said, I guess I'm just not as okay with it.
Yeah.
I just don't think just like when I looked at her, I was just like, this woman isn't meant for polygamy.
Yeah.
She just seems more, I don't know, more like maybe in tune or self-aware. Mm-hmm. Like she knows kind of like what she wants, and she can realize that.
And maybe she's just
that's why she's so uncomfortable with it, know?
She's just like, no, this is not for me. She wants monogamy now, so.
And then you want to go and tell her that we will not be intimate anymore?
Yeah, he doesn't see when they'll be intimate.
He really thought that he could pull the same thing that he pulled Meri on to Christine. Christine was like, I'm out. And he looks so pissed. Yeah. Because he's like, she's leaving me?
He is really upset about Christine.
Yeah, absolutely.
He's I think Christine
he thought that she was going to be another Meri.
Yeah, well, I also think that it's a shock to him.
Yeah.
That you're right, not going to be another Meri.
And then the thing is, Christine was always choosing her children. Meri is somebody who would follow the protocols. Yeah. Christine was like, look, no, I cannot depend on Kody because he's not dependable.
She has some children out of state, too.
Yeah.
So, and then her kids she has some older children, too. So it's kind of like, I got to go see people.
Yeah, she said,
this is COVID. Like, exactly, COVID is here. You don't know what's going to happen to people. You don't know if they're going to catch you, if they're going to pass away. So it's kind of like, it's been going on for, 2 years now?
Yeah.
So these people are just like, okay, we have to see how we're going to live with this and still be able to be with our family,
Yeah.
So.
But I mean,
just like Janelle, didn't Janelle and her mom, did her mom pass away?
Yeah, she said she was there for the last 20 minutes or something like that.
So, those kinds of things, life is too short. And I think COVID brought that home. The life is short,
Yeah.
Anything can happen. Nothing is guaranteed.
Yeah.
And so Christine, I think, when she got married 20 years ago, that she probably was younger in her 20s. How people change.
Yeah.
What they thought was cool in their 20s, they're not going to think the same 10 years later.
Yeah.
And that is for sure.
It's just really a mess. But yeah. We will be back here live Sunday
Very
next week.
interesting. I know. I actually really like this show, The Sister Wives. It's just a different way of living and stuff. It's very interesting.
Couldn't be me, but interesting.
Very interesting.
But yeah. So it is Mary
and Ama.
Thank you guys for watching. Please like,
share,
comment,
and subscribe.
Yes. But yes, we'll be back here tomorrow with Clayton and Darcy. We're gonna try somehow, some way to make it work. I know we also have 1,000-pound sisters.
And yes, with Tammy
and her trinket.
Yeah, her trait. Cause they said she has a trait now.
I don't know, because we got 3 shows in one day. So I don't know what's going to be happening. Because I know Clayton's from 8 to 10, and both of those shows are from 8 to 10 as well. So,
Darcy,
you might have to be up till midnight or 1 o'clock. Yeah. I don't know.
We'll see.
All right, y'all, but we'll see y'all tomorrow.
Okay,
bye.